Hello everyone, Mike Lowe here, simsportsgaming.com, bringing you the latest edition of SSG Weekly, a show that recaps everything that's been happening in SSG and also foreshadows a little bit of what we're going to see over the weekend here. You can look at our schedule there on the screen, and we have a lot of really league news and just kind of like league recruiting items that we'll be talking about. But Draft Day Sports College Football, our featured league through Wolverine Studios, still recruiting. Coaches, I should say, we're still recruiting. And a couple of new leagues starting up there at the NBA 2K League, as well as a new NCAA 14 League for PlayStation 3. We have the Madden playoffs that are starting this weekend, and also a brand new MLB The Show League that we're going to start talking about on our Discord channel now in preparation of the big news from the MLB The Show team. With something coming as far as whether it's online leagues or an online private Diamond Dynasty League, but we're setting up for that already and already kind of have like a little spring training setup going with that. And then in our front office football league, we have the championship game this weekend, so 1 week ahead of the real life schedule, as it's tough for a commissioner to want to sim during the actual Super Bowl. So that's what's going on there. Let's pull up the website quick, and I'll show you just a couple things here, because again, we're going to start by talking about our Draft Day Sports College Football League, and I won't go over too much of this, but just kind of show people where they can get connected with this. First off, our website, simsportsgaming.com, lots of information here. If you want to join our Discord, you can do so on the link here, where you can click on Connect. If you want to follow us on YouTube, you can do that. You want to follow us on Twitter, you can do that. But the Draft Day Sports College Football League, like any of our PC leagues here, you can find it underneath this PC Sim League section. And if you scroll down here, you can see all of these different links, whether it's statistical history, things like that. And what we did with this league is we simulated 5 years of history. You can see that there, 2014 through 2018. Basically, when the BCS started, we went through and just simulated when the BCS ended and the tournament started, we went through and just created some archive for us. You can see the current league stats there. You can see the teams that have already been claimed by clicking on members, and you can even see a calendar of what's upcoming with this particular league here, which is going to be a replay of the 2019 season in the next few months that's going to sync in perfectly with the start of the actual 2020 college football season. So like all of our PC leagues here, they run in real time along with the real life schedule. Again, we're doing kind of an off-schedule 2019 just to get us synced up there. So there's still a lot of teams available. The software itself, it's in a beta mode, right? So if you were to join this league, make sure you buy the 2020 version, not the 19 one, because we are playing the 19 season, but on the 2020 copy of the game. And the very first thing we'll be doing is actually staff hiring/firing. Which a lot of teams are probably going to stay put. I think there's only 12 teams in the nation that have a head coach opening right now in the game. And so again, the head coaches being the fictional players here. And so that's where we're going there. It's a slow schedule. This is a really fun league that works as a complement to other leagues that you may be in, whether it's SSG or elsewhere, because it does move in real time. We only advance once a week typically. We have a game week on Saturdays. Again, during the off season, it's usually just once a week where we're working on, say, recruiting or things like that. Really nice piece of software. Draft Day Sports is a series of games made by Wolverine Studios, and you can check them out, wolverinestudios.com. And we'll have a lot more to talk about with this league as the league gets started, as we continue to grow. But we got around 25 people or so in the league just so far. And again, it is the first officially recognized league by Wolverine Studios as being a featured league. We are the very first featured league by them, which is super cool, super exciting. Part of that featured league recognition comes along with having content created, having podcasts like this. And you can see here that we have Clifton Markle, who is a Tiger fan. If you've seen him on the Out of the Park baseball forums and the Wolverine Studio forums, real strong passion for writing, and then he's contacted us about writing articles for the College Football League and a few other leagues we have here, and has done just a remarkable job. He's had this series of conference previews here where he's gone through the archives and has been, again, doing a Big Ten preview. He did the Big 12 preview, and he's done the, which one? Just an overall, which one is this? This is the Atlantic Coast, the ACC. So he's done a few of those. I know there's some more coming. And again, there's lots of open teams still, obviously. Whether you want a good team, bad team, it's wide open. It's completely up to you. If you want to play in the MAC as the worst team in the country, you can. If you want to play as a 6-star powerhouse team in a powerhouse conference, you can certainly do that as well. There are a handful of those teams still available. So again, if you're interested, whether it's that league or any, you can go up to league applications and you'll hover over PC leagues, look for the Draft Day Sports College Football. We have openings in, I think, every single league except for Out of the Park Baseball, and this includes our console leagues. So again, the Madden League, which I'm going to talk about, NBA 2K just started, so we have about half that league filled. Online Dynasty for NCAA, we got about 5 or 6 people in that one right now. So again, send in those applications. The MLB The Show one, I have to put the application up there still. But if you're interested in doing that, you can just pop into the Discord chat for now, and that will be totally fine. So again, we just did just a quick overview of the Draft Day Sports College Football League. Again, there's not a whole ton to dig into on the podcast per se, but again, take a look at Clifton Markle's work there on the website because it's really, really awesome what he's been able to do there. So let's transition here and start talking about a couple of the console leagues that have been super active, as always, here at SSG. A couple of them very, very new, but we're going to start with the Madden League. So this one's been running since Madden 20 came out way back in August, and so this has been going on for a number of months now, approaching the end of the 3rd season. So we're approaching the end of the 2021 season, and let's go and just take a look around at a few things here. This is the playoff schedule for the 2021 season. We have a couple of in-conference matchups, or I'm sorry, in-division matchups here. Cardinals and Seahawks, Broncos and Chiefs, a sort of a real-life matchup that we saw this year. Such for the Patriots go on the road against the Titans, and then the Rams versus the Packers. And so if we back out of here and go look at the league standings, we can get a better look here. I rejoined this league here. My Lions were pretty rough, so I jumped in here after a 3-13 finish here, hoping to have a better performance next year. But let's go take a look at the NFC, and we'll just kind of go division by division. So if we look at the NFC North, again, the Packers, the one team to make it out with an 8-8 record, a very, very mediocre division, at least with the record, it seems. If we go to the NFC South, we see that a very strong Buccaneers team at 14-2. And again, the only team to come out of that conference. In the NFC East, we have a 15-1, I believe the best record in the league, Eagles, who, again, so we have 2 teams with just a combined total of 3 losses. And then we have both wild cards actually coming out of the NFC West. So we have the Seahawks with a very, very strong 13-3. And again, Rams and Cardinals having very nice years at 11-5. If we go over to the AFC, starting in the North, we have the Ravens 13-3 with their MVP, Lamar Jackson, who won the MVP this year in the league. In the AFC South, it's the Titans at 9-7. Again, similar to the NFC North, kind of a with no disrespect intended, but just kind of a mediocre records here in this division, which can definitely happen as some good teams play each other and so on. AFC East, we have a 14-2 Dolphins team and a 12-4 Patriots team. So the Patriots with a really strong year, led by our commissioner Blake, but again, playing in a division with a really tough Dolphins team at 14-2, they are going to secure a wild card spot. And then in the AFC West, we have came down to the wire, the last game of the year. The Broncos snag the last wild card spot. Tiebreakers go to the Chiefs, who win the division there. So again, there's a look at the playoffs. The playoffs will go fast in this league. They will probably be over probably by the weekend, I would wager, if not maybe early next week, and then we'll be heading into the off season. There are openings in this league, right? So I think we have 3 spots open. I don't remember the exact teams offhand, but if you join in our Discord chat, look up Blake there. That's Patriots. Kenny Cannon is his PSN name. But you can look up and talk to Blake Rowe, and he is the guy who can get you connected into the league and so on. And it's just been great. I mean, it's a Madden league, so of course there's some things that are going to be a little bit wonky, and statistics start to get a little crazy when you're talking about a 32-man online league. But overall, if Madden has a strong suit, it really is their online connected franchise mode, because not even NBA 2K has done a complete one-to-one match. There are still a few little quirky things, even in the 2K league, such as scouting and so on. That's not a one-to-one match, but the Madden CFM is a straight-up one-to-one match. Is the game perfect? No, but again, it's great. It's just a ton of fun, and the league's really, really cool. We have a ton of people in this league who have been in this league since we started it last year with Madden 19. I mean, there's a ton of people who have been here since last year. I mean, if I just scroll through, I mean, just about everybody here. I recognize these names and have been around, whether it's this league or other leagues with SSG. So just really, really cool to see. And again, it's part of what SSG is about and how we help each other grow and get better. So, but check that out. There are 3 teams available. We will be starting the off season here super, super soon. And again, I think that would be a really, really cool thing. So we are going to transition into a couple other things really quick, but bear with me here because I need to open up something here in the background. But again, if you look at the website that should be up on the screen still, you're going to be able to see just some of the different tabs and whatnot that will get you around the site, get you connected with different leagues. Again, our forum, there's a lot of different chatter on there about our leagues and so on, but as well as just game content and so on. And if you want to join our staff, even become a supporter, there's links for that too, so you can check that out. In the background here, I'm loading up our NBA 2K20 league here because, again, I want to kind of get back to talking about that a little bit. And while that's loading up here, again, we will be, I can briefly talk about the NCAA 14 league because I'm not pulling up the PS3 here, but that's a brand new all SEC league using NCAA 14. We're using J-Kit sliders off of Operation Sports. Those sliders are awesome. He has done a really, really awesome job. If you haven't seen that slider set, definitely check it out. Again, Operation Sports, if you go to the NCAA section, there's the whole section on sliders. That game has just been really, really, really awesome. I'm just sorry, the game has been awesome with those sliders. So that's what we'll be using for this league are the J-Kit ones. And just getting started in there. So we're starting with 2019 rosters. So again, if you're interested, there is an application on the website where you can send in and get connected there. There's a handful of teams available still, obviously. I think we have about half that league filled out. There's only 12 spots in an NCAA 14 league, unfortunately. So it is a little bit limited. So again, if you're interested in the NCAA league, check it out. Our NBA 2K league, again, very, very similar to our Madden league. It's run by even the same exact person. But this has been a ton of fun so far. And again, a really, really good group. Like any new league, I mean, when you first go through it in the beginning, there's a little bit of some growing pains and so on that are normal for that sort of thing. But the 2K team has always done such a phenomenal job with this game, especially with their online. And it's just been awesome. When I say online, I'm not talking about my player, that sort of thing. Again, a lot of people here don't play that sort of mode and whatnot. So when I'm talking about online, I'm referring to like their leagues and so on. But again, it's been really, really cool. If we look here, you can see there's a handful of teams that have been claimed already, and there are a few people who have decided to leave the league. And again, that's just part of sorting out a new league. That totally happens. But again, just really, really cool. And they have these deadlines and so on in these leagues. But it's been really fun. Blake's done an awesome job setting up the settings for this league and managing it, and being a commissioner is no small task, and so he's done a really, really cool job with that. And yeah, it's just been a lot of fun so far. So yeah, so that's kind of what's happening there. Again, there's only been a handful of games played, so it's still very, very early on. But as you just kind of look through and we start to see let me back out of there and try that again. So you can see the Bucks have played 4 games, my Celtics have played 1, the Bulls have played 1. So we're, again, just getting started out, and the beauty of that schedule is that it's a flex schedule, right? So it's a wide open schedule. You can play these games in any particular order. 29-game schedule. You'll play each team one time, and then of course the playoffs will come from there. But we have the scouting. I think there's actually a real-life draft class in here. So again, really, really cool to see that you can actually see players like Cole Anthony and LaMelo Ball. And so, yeah, it should be a really, really fun league. So, again, check that out. You can apply on the website there, and we'll get you connected into the game into Discord and so on. You can actually connect yourself to Discord, which is probably the best thing you'll want to do. Finally, not finally, there's two more things, right? There's the SSG MLB The Show League that I wanted to talk about, and this is a pretty cool thing here because what we're looking at here is a little system that we set up through a site called My Stats Online. And again, probably not going to need this now because it sounds like MLB The Show, hopefully, for MLB The Show 20 is going to be coming out with some sort of online something, right? Some sort of league thing, whether it's Private Diamond Dynasty or whether it is an actual online league. We'll see. Again, fingers crossed that it works well. That's no knock on any particular studio. It's just anytime something's introduced for the first time that there can be quirks, there can be things. But regardless, it's something we're definitely interested in doing to help connect our community back into the MLB The Show as much as we can. And I think it could be really cool. So this site here, though, is what we're kind of using as sort of like a spring training of sorts with MLB The Show 19, where you can actually create your own team. And I'll get that app up on the website there. I have the app created. I just forgot to create the link for it. So, but you can go in. You'll actually create your own. This is your Diamond Dynasty team. So some teams are like the Oakland Athletics. We have the Michigan State Spartans. It doesn't matter who you are, but you'd actually create your own team, and then you'll be able to actually load in your own players. You record your own stats and so on at the end of your games. And we just play each other. It's going to be a private league. And so we only have the 4 teams set up right now. It's just kind of a test. But that can grow exponentially. As many teams as we want. You'll play head-to-head. We actually have created even a schedule. So again, you'll be able to go in and look and see what that schedule looks like. So again, just really, really cool stuff here. Looking to play probably just a couple games a week or something like that. We haven't exactly sorted all of that out. But really, really cool thing there. So again, just something to check out is that MLB The Show League. Whatever it's going to be, whatever we're going to end up calling it, it could be something that's really, really fun. So again, check that out. The last thing is our front office football championship game. I don't think I'm allowed to say the SB word. So again, the championship week here in our front office football game, and it is between the Jacksonville Jaguars and St. Louis Rams because this game won't allow us to relocate them. It does have relocation, but you have to apply for it and so on, and it just has not let us do it for some reason as of now. But pretty cool. If we click on preview here, we can actually see the preview of the championship game. And what this is doing is comparing the quarterbacks, the running backs, receivers, and so on, all the way down through the O-line and then the defense, even the coaching. And right away, you can see the Rams have a lot of items that they're favored in, right? So your first thought is like, oh, wow, it looks like the Rams are really, really favored here. And this game is between two long-time SSG members, Phil Masiosi, and Nate Brooks, who's the commissioner for our franchise hockey manager league. Both super active guys. They're both in our Out of the Park Baseball League, which is like the OG of SSG, the very first league we ever had. And so this will be a really cool game. If you look at the bottom, though, the point spread, Jacksonville is favored by 3 points. So again, you can look there. I won't read all these to you, but you can see we have a lot of top 10 scores for both of these teams. If we look for some weaknesses, 29th overall for the Rams passing defense. That could be a little troublesome. They're also, again, passing yards per attempt. That could be a problem because earlier this season, I know my Lions actually traded Calvin Johnson, who's still in this game. Traded Calvin Johnson. Oops, where'd he go? There he is. Traded Calvin Johnson to the Jaguars. And so, this season he's had over 1,000 yards for the first time in a while. He was hurt last year with the Lions and so on. And again, he's not the exact same player he was. He's starting to decline. He's 34 years old. But they have a pretty potent passing attack led by, surprisingly, a rookie quarterback here named Peter Garner, who in his rookie year you can see has had a rating of nearly 90, which is pretty solid for a rookie. 12 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Again, not great, but doing a nice job of kind of being a game manager and leading this team potentially to the promised land here. So again, that's kind of the biggest of games going on this weekend. If we just look at the top-rated players here for Jacksonville, their punter, of course, always an integral part of any Super Bowl championship team, is, of course, your punter. But the aforementioned Peter Garner, who is the first overall pick, as I pull up his profile again, He's already 24 years old, but first overall pick from KSU, Kansas State. Honorable mention here, the middle linebacker, Jamie Brooks, no relation to Nate Brooks, the GM. And so if we go look at St. Louis, again, the St. Louis Rams, we look at their top players. They have 3 guys who are over 75 as far as future estimates. Again, the punter, and we're going to have, this will be a battle of punters. It will be a Super Bowl determined by the punters. Strong side linebacker, Austin Russell. If we pull up his profile here, 25-year-old. He was a second overall pick in the 2017 draft. So again, he's a fictional player out of Oregon. And then we have a rookie inside linebacker this time who actually plays on the weak side here for St. Louis, and his name is Dean Lindsay. Their first round pick, 5th overall this year. So again, they have 2 very, very young linebackers who are willing and able, I guess, to hold down the fort for St. Louis in this game. But again, their pass defense could struggle. Real quick, let's just take a look and see what their secondary might look like here. So I mean, it's not awful, right? They got this. They have Jonah Rogers, first overall pick in the second round of the 17 draft, out of Central Florida. But again, it'll be that could be the story there again as we look at that preview of these teams having just a little bit of, or just say St. Louis having a little bit of problems stopping the pass. Not a ton of weaknesses for Jacksonville. Turnover margin, again, with the rookie quarterback, they are susceptible to turning the ball over. So what's going to happen? Are we going to see the defensive secondary here step up, cause turnovers, or are we going to see them just get lit up here by a rookie quarterback who could win the Super Bowl in his very first year? So again, that's just one of a handful of things going around SSG. Again, there's a ton of other things, so definitely check us out. Check us out on Discord. If you're interested in applying, again, you can do that right here. You can find information about all the different leagues, and you can even find information about articles written about different games, or even some different leagues, as we're seeing here with Clifton's writing. So again, tons of different stuff to do. If you want to just know more about us, you can click around the website and find that, and even contribute your own content. Again, you can literally create your own content based on your leagues, or if you wanted to write something about a game or something like that, that's the whole point of this community, is to really give people some carte blanche options to dive in and really do what they want to do with it. So again, there's just a ton going on, as always with SSG, especially this time of year with the real-life playoffs happening in football and our various leagues going on too. So definitely check us out. I appreciate you watching this, and again, I'm excited. We've seen so many new people joining in our Discord lately. It's just been really cool, and again, just really exciting. So thanks everybody. You've really made this something really, really special and really enjoyable for everybody. So again, thanks for watching. And SimSportsGaming.com, you can follow us on Twitter there. You can see on the site there. Give us a follow on YouTube, too, if you don't mind, because we just set up a new YouTube channel. We're trying to get people transferred over from a few older accounts that we had. So if you could subscribe to us on YouTube, that would be awesome. You can find me personally on Twitter at MikeLow47. But otherwise, check us out, SimSportsGaming.com, join our Discord, etc. And again, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you next week.